Archibot playing the Pudge, who is not mid. Archibot playing Pudge. We have Agnesbot on the Windranger, Gusbot on the Bloodseeker, Heraldbot on the Shadow Fiend, and Martabot on the Sven. For the Dire team, we have Francisbot on the Jakiro, Juanbot on the Oracle, we have Kittybot on the Tiny, Vivianbot on the Bane, and Mortybot on the Ricky. I'm gonna turn my deceleration way down. Yeah, it's much better.
Time to man or woman up.
No creep blocking going on. Somebody actually is going for the bottom rune. It is Francisbot for the Dire team. He's going to get that extra 100 XP, 100 gold.
The eternal struggle betwixt creep and creep
good for him.
lumbers on.
You can watch what we're expecting out of this game. Some pretty high-level plays from these very, very good bots. We're going to see Jakiro already has an Iron Branch in the stash. You know, that's some item efficiency. Gotta get that pretty. Gusbot has gone in for a last hit, and they use 1-0 on the Kittybot in the mid lane. On the top lane,
I can't have you.
The Pudge, the infamous Pudge Windranger dueling going on. And the Ricky is exposing himself. He's going to go back into hiding just in a little bit.
From the slow.
Oh, the deny happens, and they're going to go for it. A wind run is popped, and that is a waste of mana, actually. Bit of a misplay. Rolling back to the mid lane, we have Gusbot continuing to out-CS this Tiny, and this could be proving problematic for the late game, as Tiny's not going to be able to get the farm that he needs to become powerful later on. On the bottom lane, we seem to have a bit of a dive. It looks like Martabot might be first blood. This could be big. The Sven is in trouble. Jakiro has used Ice Path, and Oracle has used... he only has Fate's Edict, actually. Sven's actually going to salve up, and nothing's going to be changed down here. The double core lane down here is going to be proving quite strong against this double support lane, so it should be pretty interesting to see who's going to come out on top in this Radiant safe lane. Okay. Top lane, Brain Sap is used. Pudge still has a reasonable amount of health. Level 1 play is still going on, so it'll be a bit interesting for a little while. In the mid lane, we have Tiny is going to be going for the rune. It is going to be a bounty. He's... oh, it actually just changed to an illusion, which is good for him. Could give him a leg up in this lane. He might be able to get some extra CS. Meanwhile, Bloodseeker bot's just really owning it. Gusbot's really just taking it over. This mid lane is his. It's going to change with these illusions now. He's going to play it safe and sit by his tower. Courier came to bring him his boots, which is good. Tiny hasn't used any of his regen yet, has boots on in the stash. Gonna have them coming over soon, hopefully. We'll see. Back to the top lane. Looks like Bane's glitching on some trees. Some pretty classic stuff from our support here. You know, Ricky's just gonna sap XP, it seems, and Bane will do the same. And really, there's nothing that there's really nobody in lane that can test this Pudge. And Windranger is perfectly fine to just sit back at the tower because she's not really needed in a solo lane. She's gonna come back. They did shackle. They shackle and hook the Ricky, but he's gonna go right in Viz, and nothing's gonna change. On the bottom lane, Sven's actually looking pretty low. Martabot's gonna want to use a tango here, and she does. Jakiro is out of mana, and Oracle really just doesn't have enough to really take either of these guys down right now. It looks. We got some tomfoolery heading on top. It looks like Pudge might be going for a deny here. The Windranger Shackle just outplays them yet again. The Bane's Nightmare is used, and Bane is going to walk off. And so is Pudge. Actually, Pudge is thinking about going back. He should not. Pudge should definitely just leave. And it's just going to be a Windranger versus Ricky lane up here in the off lane for the Radiant. Bane ended up tangling with some neutrals. Doesn't happen to get the stack off, unfortunately. We got this going on, which is pretty cool. Okay, Bloodseeker's gonna go for top room. He gets it. Tiny is working on his wand. No sign of a bottle rush for either team. Bloodseeker has quite the item build right now. The fuck was that? There actually is a flying courier for the Radiant. There is no such for the Dire, however. Because they're stuck with the regular animal courier for now. Something happened. Oh, where's Shadow Fiend? Okay, Shadow Fiend looks like he's fine. Didn't have to pop. He has a bottle already. So there's a bottle pickup on the safe lane Shadow Fiend. Who looks to be in a bit of a support role. He's going to raise. We could see something happening here. Actually, let's look up top. It looks like Tiny's coming in for a gank. And let's see if they can capitalize on this. Oh, there it is. The Avalanche first blood for Tiny. Kitty Bot gets first blood. And Pudge is just none the wiser. Just really didn't even realize anything was happening. Tiny came in, and in a lightning bolt, he was just gone. And so is Wind Ranger. Looks like Morty might be trying to go on the Pudge here, but it's really not such a good idea. He might tower dive him, and that could be pretty big right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Pudge
attack.
may be thinking of throwing a hook here. Oh, and he's just wide. Bloodseeker didn't seem to respond to that gank very well. He is 26 and 12 in the mid lane. Not bad for the mid lane Bloodseeker. Might be position 1 this game. We'll see. As two cores are sharing the farm bottom. Shadow Fiend still has a double damage rune. He just refuses to use. He's rather content with just CSing his normal damage. Not even going to try and go for a kill here on either of the two squishy supports he could easily take down. Oh, and it looks like Gusbot was able to outplay the Tiny and get a kill in this mid lane. So it seems things are a bit equalized, at least in terms of net worth. Let's take a look at the XP graph. It's actually in the Radiance for swing right now. I guess due to the amount of XP that the Tiny had, this is going to be pretty big. The gold graph is about the same. Shadow Fiend got Oracle Bot down here as the double damage rune was popped on its own. Didn't look like he really had to do much. Ricky seems to be wanting to go on the Wind Ranger, and then he's deciding not to, and now he's deciding to go. Bot is going, and Wind Ranger is seems to be going to the rune spot for no real reason. She's warding. Okay, putting up a nice observer ward. That's going to give them vision in case any future ganks from Tiny are to come. Pudge is heading back to base yet again. He has his bottle now. It's 2 bottles on the Radiant for the 0 bottles that are on the Dire. Looks like Tiny's gonna go for bot rune. Maybe might be heading down for a gank on. As the lane is pushed up, this could be big, and he decides to walk away as the rune is missing. And this Bloodseeker is continuing to dominate this mid lane. Kittybot really has to do something to step up here and take over the game. And it looks like his solution is to gank the top lane again. He's gonna meet up with Ricky. Ricky is actually not. Ricky might be rotating mid to farm. Not sure what's going on here. They seem to be looking for the rune, even though Tiny was the one who grabbed it. And Tiny exposes himself, so the gank is pretty. He decides to teleport back to the mid lane as he ruined his own gank. It's pretty high level play from this Tiny. I missed blood right here. Oh, almost hit actually. He decided to maybe walk in and give it to him, but alas. He couldn't do 2 dumb plays in a row, I guess. On the bottom lane here, looks like Oracle is healing this Shadow Fiend. He's gonna heal himself now, and Sven is content to Warcry and just run around in place. Actually, it seems to be a bit of a the courier is flying now. I'm not sure who purchased it. Let's see. Oracle seems to be buying the board. It seems to be a core Jakiro this game. Something we would usually see at a Francis bot. He's known to do a core Jakiro from time to time. We're going to see if it pays off. This dual lane really isn't working out the way they thought. Considering they're against 2 cores, they're not doing a very good job of using their spells to eliminate farm and zone. On the top lane, Pudge is soloing against the Wombo Ricky Bane lane, and Wind Ranger seems to have been a bit bruised up, but she's just going to heal back in the fountain and come back.
Dire's middle
Pudge in
tower
trouble
is under
now, though.
attack.
Maybe. Oh, there is a hook under the tower, but no rod to commit, and he's just going to invis away. They're going to go on. They're going to go on Pudge again, and they get him. Mortybot just got a kill. If only Wind Ranger were there, things may have been different. They need to do something about this hero. It's going to be a bit tricky for them. Somebody needs to. Supports need to buy detection to get this Ricky down if they want to take care of him. On the bottom lane, we have Oracle checking the Roche pit and warding. And Pudge is TPing back to lane now. Tiny has a haste rune. Heading back mid, might make a play on this Bloodseeker. Gusbot might have to look
middle
out.
tower, everyone, go now!
He's actually out. Ricky's just owning this top lane. Oh, but what a nice hook from Pudge there. Oh, and the shackle hits, but nothing to latch to. Bane is doing his best to not do anything, really, when combat starts. They're gonna go on the Bane now. But, you know, they realized it was a bit of a risky commitment as the Ricky could still be there. There's actually a rotation from the Oracle mid, and he's gonna get ruptured and killed here. Bit of a misplay. That's what you get for trying to ward both sides of the map real quick. Bloodseeker's just gonna capitalize. There's really no answer. He is 3-0 in this mid lane. CSing pretty well with 51 last hits and 23 denies, compared to Tiny's 18 last hits and 10 denies. This Gusbot is just playing at another caliber. It seems we have a we had a macro buyer committed here for tower defense, and they're just going to combo this Shadow Fiend to his death. Sven commits God Strength, but it's not really looking like something he wants to fight. He was hoping to maybe scare them, as red is a bit of a terrifying color. But is he going for a deny here? We're gonna see a double kill for Tiny. Actually, I think Jakiro got the first one. In the top lane, we missed Bane getting Wind Ranger after Ricky and Bane decided to go on it. And it looks like Pudge is TPing back to base now to meet his comrades. Shadow Fiend is not having the best of games. He's a little low on CS, but not doing too bad. Nearly got a Yasha. And a wand. Never committed his salve. It looks like Jakiro's the core Jakiro's going to pick up his arcane boots now. He's been CSing rather poorly, actually, in that bottom lane. Must have been a lot going on. Tiny has his bottle. He's used one tango, and they're trying to go. Gusbot can't get caught in that ice path there. Shadow Fiend's going to fall again. And it looks like, oh, they're committing 4 heroes to this push mid, and they get Gusbot. What a turnaround. This might be big. Are they going to try and take a tower off of this? They might be able to take the objective. We're going to have to see. Rupture was committed, but there was nothing to really scare the Tiny into moving. Agnes Bot's here. She shoots a shackle that's not going to hit anybody. And Pudge is here as well. And Sven shows up with God Strength once again, hoping to scare them off of the tower. And it's just, it might be enough. He's going in for the right clicks. Nice deny by Pudge. Sven's confused, not really decided to really auto-attack the Jakiro here, and it's... Well, the stun will get him. Tiny's gonna be able to get away, as is the Ricky, and I believe... Oh, the Oracle actually died. So, at the end of the day, it was a 2000 XP gold swing for the Radiant, something very surprising.
Everyone, go, now!
Because they committed so much for that fight, and they didn't get a whole lot out of it. And it looks like the heroes are coming mid to push. It's gonna be a constant team fight, it looks like. Nobody's farming the other lane. It's pretty efficient stuff. Bane's gotta be careful not to cast Fiend's Grip, as it's a little too easily blocked. What are we gonna see here? Jakiro, Ice Path, beautiful, hits 2 heroes. And Tiny's going to capitalize, he gets another kill, but the Warcry is going to get Bloodseeker out of there. A few of the dire heroes are low. Shadow Fiend decides to go in, but he fails to realize that he is not a fighting hero until the end of the game. We got 3 heroes again now for the Radiant team. The Bloodright hits nobody, pretty classic stuff. And it looks like Pudge is just going to fall really quick, wow. And Wind Ranger's going to run away, but is that going to be enough? She's going to TP as well. And it looks like this is going to be a tower for the Dire.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There's a TP in. 3 heroes. Sven has God Strength. He's ready to go. He's going to man up on these guys. But the ice pads are really huge. Francis bot is dominating with this core Jakiro. Something that we haven't seen since.
Yo, good guys. Middle tower got owned. What you gonna do? Get mad or get even?
It looks like Shadow Fiend's gonna die yet again. This Riki is gonna get incredibly fed. Wind Ranger's gonna pop Wind Run, walk away. They're going to go for tier 2. They don't have any reason not to. They're gonna take 2 objectives here, and they really have no reason to not commit. The Blood Rite is a bit scary, and it's a big red thing. Pudge, excellent kill steal. And we got a salve on the Riki. I guess he's ready to use that. And Gusbot just runs into his death. Not sure what he was doing there. Might have lost control of his hero.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Who's to say? I mean, there might be
pause, please?
might be a
terrified
plethora of
the
issues.
capacity for
We know that's not going to come out of Gusbot very often. It seems like he's off now. He CS'd very well in the mid lane, but it's not looking good for him anymore. He's 3-3. He lost most of his lead. It is a 9 kills to 17 kills. This is turning pretty bad for what was a pretty good early game for the Radiant. A shackle shot that doesn't connect again. Wind Ranger's gonna fall here, as is the Pudge. But Shadow Fiend hitting with some sick right clicks. They dust the Riki. Somebody bought detection. They got the memo. But he's just proving too elusive juking through these woods. And the dust is gonna wear. Oh, God's Strength is committed. If he would stun, if he could just stun, if he would...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sven doesn't want to waste the mana. You know what? I respect that. Sometimes you just gotta let him go. We all know that how that one goes.
Bloody difficult?
And the middle tower is actually going to get denied. The middle tower got pushed in. And it is actually an even tower battle right now.
Something bad is happening.
It's pretty surprising for me. We're going to see the Riki is going to start farming the neutrals now. He's going to get himself his Diffusal Blade pretty quickly. Looks like Pudge might be itemizing, or sorry, Tiny might be itemizing. Look, he has his Blink Dagger already. That's pretty huge. He's going to be a good initiator for the Dire here. Bane looks to be going for a
something bad is happening.
For a Necro, the Necronomicon. He's rather close to that. And Oracle's just poor as shit. We could use the Riki here, but Tiny, just so much spell damage. Now Gusbot's getting trapped in the Fiend's grip yet again. Seems to be the bane of his play, if you know what I'm saying. Riki has the Diffusal Blade now, and I think we all know how this one's going to go. It is a 11-kill lead for the Dire as of right now. Tiny didn't die in the fight. However, we do have a solo farming Wind Ranger who has bought Dust but has no room. Is about to finish her Phase Boots, maybe. We have a Pudge mid who has a Bracer. That's just about it. There just aren't many items that are coming out for the Radiant, it seems. They're spending too much time in fighting and dying mid. And he's got 3 branches. He's gonna go for a wand pickup now at 17 minutes. With 14 CS. And it looks like a lot of the Dire heroes are gonna be rotating bottom to maybe try and take an objective. We have Oracle checking the Roche Pit and warding yet again. And he's going to rejoin his comrades as they take on this bottom tower of the Radiant. But Sven's here, and God Strength is committed. He's about to kill this Jakiro so fucking hard. And there it is. That's an easy kill. Oh, but the Macropyre is actually going to end the hook from Archibot. Might save Francis Bot's life. Jakiro gets out, but Tiny decides to go in, and it looks like there might be an issue. Oh, and that's actually a double kill for Tiny, but Sven's able to clean it up. What a misplay from Archibot, though. That hook was quite an issue. Looks like Bane slept and TP'd. That's actually a good play. Holy shit. This Bane knows what it's doing. He's going to continue to farm neutrals now, as he is level 11 with a Diffusal Blade of Poor Man's and Shreds. He's got Tiny coming to help him farm, it looks like. You know, they gotta...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Riki's taking a lot of damage in this jungle. They're gonna go for a push on the top lane, it looks like. Though Riki's not so sure. He might just continue farming. And it looks like Tiny's gonna try and push this, actually. He's gonna have to answer to Shadow Fiend, it seems. Harold Bot's ready to come in and redeem himself. He's 3 and 5. Not the worst performance by any means. Certainly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It seems like they're content to farm. Sven is pushing the bottom lane as well. They're going to commit TPs. And Sven's going to stun and try and run, but Oracle's going to get him trapped in the snare. Jakiro could land an ice path here. He might be able to get him. And it lands. It lands just on the edge. We have Shadow Fiend TP bottom to try and save Sven, but alas, it is too late. Now they're going to just TP to defend the tower. In the meantime, looks like Gusbot's going to lose his life mid, and the Fiend's Grip is committed again to kill him. They're really shutting him down well after that very good start on the mid lane. It seems like the push isn't actually going to happen.
Yo, Green Goose, something bad
nobody's going to farm the bottom lane, and it looks like the creeps might just take the tower, and I guess the Radiant are okay with that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Going down the mid lane, there's 4 heroes committed. All 5 are there. They're pushing this middle tower. They take tier 2. What's going to happen now? Oh, the Shadow Fiend's bursted immediately. The Diffusal Blade's working wonders for the Riki. And that's double. That's 2 down. That's 3 heroes down for the fucking Radiant. And Diffusal Blade is used again. The Sven is going to get trampled on. And it looks like Agnesbot's going to get wrecked up too. Oh, but Bloodseeker and Sven are both back in the mix. Sven commits buyback. Rupture is used on the Riki, and that's going to be a kill for Bloodseeker on the Riki. That's a lot of money. It's a mega kill streak, and Sven's going in. Oh, this is actually huge. Oracle saves Banebot, but they dust him. He's going to get out just fine, though. Bane picks up his phase boots? Bane picks up his phase boots. It looks like Sven's going to keep going on this Jakiro. Jakiro has enough mana for 1 ice path. He actually has enough for 2. So there's his ice path, and he's going to dual breath and waste most of the rest of his other mana. And it looks like Sven's going to keep going. And the the power shot for the Wind Ranger connects. And it looks like Wind Ranger's going to get a free kill here after getting stunned into the ice path anyway. Wind Ranger now completes her phase boots at 21 minutes after a bit of a support start, looking to transit into maybe more of a core, though. And it seems like there's going to be a counter push by the Radiant. Ricky's going to have something to say about that, though. He's going to go in, he's going to smoke cloud, and they all see him. Not sure how they see him, actually. Nobody dusted, I don't think. Fiend's Grip's going to kill the punch, and they're just going to go for the tower instead. Enfeebled from Bane onto the Shadow Fiend, who has finished his Yasha. We're going to see if they're going to be able to get this tower, or if it's going to be a deny. They're going to get the tower. Sven gets the last hit, so that's some extra gold for him, and they're going to get the Bane too. Shadow Fiend with the sick kill steal. And Tiny and Oracle are both ready to defend this dire tier 3. What's going to happen here? Bloodseeker's in. Ruptures the Tiny. Sven's going to get the kill. And Jakiro's throwing everything he can to keep them off their tier 3 tower. And it's almost working. They were standing in it for quite a bit, but he just... not enough damage for this entire team. The tower looks like it might be able to get the Sven, if not, Oracle does. And the Gusbot dove a little too hard. Wind Ranger knew when it was time to quit. Agnesbot, good for you. Looks like Pudge is going to try and get some solo farm on the top lane here, as they committed a lot to that push mid, and he didn't really show up for it. Well, he died, actually. I'm kidding. Excuse me. Looks like Shadow Fiend's going to start split pushing on the bottom lane as well. They might be adapting a different strategy here. Although Shadow Fiend just caught wind that there are a bunch of heroes heading down the mid lane. Almost all of them. The only one not there is Tiny, and he'll be transiting shortly. We have Bane coming from the rear as well. They're going to have to set up for a defense here, but it looks like Pudge is just going to continue to farm. Archibot, not really sure what he's doing. Thinking about picking up a Force Staff, maybe? Not really sure what he's buying. I think it's going to be a hood. It's going to be a hood of Defiance. And they're going to initiate right on the Shadow Fiend. Archibot TP'd. And he's about to hook, he airballs it, but that's okay. It's on a pretty short cooldown. He just needs to get one guy. Oh, but the Fiend's Grip is committed. And Pudge is dead now.
Guys, you need to defend here.
Agnusbot about to go in. Gustbot's about to commit everything. Necros are thrown, but they're not doing anything. He can't really micro. It's pretty cool. Sven commits God Strength. He's ready to go in. It's a stun. He has the BKB now, and he is not able to be touched by this dire team. They're just going to run away.
Now, where did I
this
put my
middle tower is going to be
shoes?
saved by the Wonder Rogue Knight. Martabot keeps going. Bane's a bit faster, especially with phase boots. But Sven is able to lock him down with his stun, and that's a kill. That might be a double kill for Sven. He has 4 charges of dust in 2 in 2 slots. It's pretty good, you know. The Wind Ranger, you know, a little more efficient with 4 dusts in 1 slot, and has Observer Wards on the way, and looks to be finishing her Force Staff in about 100 gold. And it looks like Shadow Fiend's going to start picking up his BKB too, because he kind of realized with that last fight that's the one thing he really fucking needs this game.
To get knocked over.
And he might be getting it rather soon. He's got a bit more to farm on it, but we'll see how it goes. Looks like Jakiro's gonna continue farming the bottom lane. Has his mech, has a Mystic Staff and a Ring of Basilius. Looks to be transitioning into a Sheep Stick, which could be pretty big and get a Hex on the Sven, and he can't do much. And they're committing TPs. There's 4 TPs on the bottom lane, and Archie and Agnes are ready to go. Archie is used by the Oracle, and it looks to be a stun on Juanbot. Juan goes in biz, and everybody falls except for the Sven, and he BKBs, but he doesn't have enough mana for God Strength, and he's gonna die too, it looks like. What a bad trade, and Mortybot's on an Ultra Kill.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening.
The other hand, looks like it was a solo mid battle again.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Tier 1 falls on the Radiant, and Gus gets a kill on the Tiny, but there was too much going on down there for him not to be there. It looks like they're going to go for Tier 2 down here as well. And there's really no answer, because a lot of the Radiant heroes are down for a while, especially the Sven. He's down for a whole 45 seconds because he bought back, I think.
Yo, green dudes, something bad is happening.
Gustbot really can't show up to this, so he's not even going to show up. Actually, he's thinking about it. They have 3 heroes now. It's a 3v3 on the bot lane. There's a TP in from Archibot. Powers up a power shot, but immediately Fiend's Grip. Archibot runs right into the silence, so he can't do any of his things. He denies himself, which is pretty good. That's pretty boss, but is it going to be enough? That's a Rupture on the Jakiro, and he's going to keep going. He's going to keep going, and he's going to try and trade with the Ricky here. What a nice raise. Gets that nice patch of grass right there. You know, just gotta cut the line. That's a nice blood right too. You know, just in case they're trying to silence. You know, trying to silence Shadow Fiend for all the kill stealing he's been doing raids. But Nightmare's gonna come here. Oh, the Yules, and he's gonna get away. Wanbot thinking about running away from this. Oh, but the Basher stops the TP. What a bash! Oh, Ricky's coming back in. He's ready to fight. He's going to take down this Bloodseeker for everything he's done. He's chasing, not committing a Blink Strike as of yet. He's a little scared by Heraldbot, it seems. And he's going to decide to turn around and just head to the bottom lane and push, which is pretty smart, actually, because the Radiant heroes really can't afford to push with this. The creeps are almost at their back door. Never mind. They're going to farm their jungle, and it looks like Ricky and Tiny are both deciding to take the Radiant jungle for their own, and it's actually pushing out bottom. So we're going to see if there's going to be a bunch of TPs, and it looks like Tiny and Ricky are both committing TP to this. Stun hit 3 of them, and that was a beautiful stun from Sven. He BKBs, he doesn't get affected by this Mist Cloud. They dust the Ricky. He's in trouble now, and that's an insane shackle. Look at that. They're going to get the Jakiro as well. That's a 2-for-0 trade. And things might just be going worse. They could get this Tier 3 tower. What a turnaround. Looks like Godstrength is committed. They stun, and Fiend's Grip is nothing compared to this Sven's manliness. It's time. They're thinking about going on Juan, maybe. Actually, they're going to back here. Not really sure why. They're running up to commit again. Tiny either didn't die or didn't buy back. Nice Yules, but the stun already committed, and that's another 2 kills. All Dire heroes are down, and they're backing up a little bit. We're going to try and take this tier 3 tower now. That's a triple buyback from the Dire. It's going to scare him off, it looks like. Sven's gonna think about things. They're just not hitting the tower. They did take the top tower. Bloodseeker's doing a pretty good job at split pushing, and it looks like Tiny's gonna TP back to base, and he's gonna get out. Actually, that was quite a play. And it looks like Sven's gonna try and TP out, but 3 backsteps from Ricky are gonna keep him from doing that.
Bad dude's top tower gonna fall.
Bloodseeker's actually getting a lot of his. He has a Sanjanyasha and a Skull Basher. He hits pretty hard now. Blood Reded, so he didn't have enough mana to do a Rupture, which is a shame because a lot of the Dire heroes aren't nearby, and they instead ran down the Pudge and killed him. So now it's a 3-for-1 trade. Let's see what the gold. So Swings are actually in the Radiant again after that huge fight on the Dire high ground that they didn't really capitalize on, which was very unfortunate. The gold graph is about the same, a little less in their favor, but this game's actually swinging the Radiant's way now. They're managing to stage a comeback here. Bloodseeker's just going to run away from the 4 heroes, I hope, but you never know. Gusbot's a bit of a loose cannon. He can just run in and dive if he wants, because, you know, he's a Bloodseeker player, and that's what they do. He's just going to decide to really waste time in their jungle. Not really farming or anything, just he's going to throw down a Blood Right and scare them maybe, but they don't even really care because they're, as a unit right now, there's 3 heroes up here.
Death's bounty.
Radiant's top tower has been denied.
Bloodseeker. Gusbot does decide to deny it. I'm not actually sure how this is happening. I guess that pierces spell. It does pierce spell immunity. So Bloodseeker is very close to dying. He's actually going to make it out, but he leaves Agnesbot out to dry, and it looks like Agnes is going to die to this Dire team. The whole team shows up. A beautiful hit from Pudge just narrowly misses the target, and it looks like a dismember's committed, but the silence comes in, and that is a double kill for Ricky. But Sven is ready to fight, and he is ready to kill. He's actually running away now, so I'm wrong. He has a Gem of True Sight on the courier, and he is going to kill the Ricky. It's a double kill for Sven. These turnarounds are amazing. Heraldbot's ready to commit onto the Tiny here. It looks like it's just going to be a chase, and there's really nothing that Shadowfiend can do, and Tiny's just going to TP away. Jakiro is farming the jungle using Liquid Fire on creeps that aren't affected by it. Pretty cool. Looks like Tiny and Oracle are ready to start pushing the mid lane.
Something bad is happening.
Jakiro gets a haste rune. He's only got 500 HP. He has to be careful going to the Radiant's secret shop like this. He's just going to decide to push the creeps over here, I think. Meanwhile, the Radiant team is going on Tiny in the mid lane. The ult is committed. Sven does have his gem now, though.
Yo, green dudes,
so they could see him
bad is happening. In your bottom.
Nothing very, very close to death. Very close to death for Tiny. He's going to have some support from Bane and Oracle. Sick baits going on here. BKB committed for Sven. And he's just going to own the face of this Bane. And Bane is going to die as this ult expires, I think. That's a double kill for Sven. He is unstopped. He is dominating. Shikiro comes in, ready to throw his spells. Throws a nice dual breath. Beautiful ice path. They all stack up, and that's a nice macro pyre as well. But they just doesn't get it off in time, and they aren't locked down for long enough. Dual breath now misses, and there's a rupture committed on Banebot, and an actual successful hook for Pudge, but on the wrong hero, and it's gonna kill him. And that's gonna be a double kill. Shadowfiend falls, but Gus Bloodseeker is gonna start auto-attacking this Ricky, and Ricky's gonna die, and that's an ultra kill for Gusbot. There's nothing they can do. His start was so good, and it's just escalating from here, I think. Sven decided to go back and heal, but it looks like Bloodseeker's going to take their mid. And the tier 3 falls. And the racks are exposed, and Oracle's the only one up to stop him. And it looks like Oracle might just scare Bloodseeker off. He's not really sure whether he should commit to... Alright, he's going to start auto-attacking the barracks again. He's going to try and get the melee barracks and then
something bad is happening.
But the creeps have spawned, so free money for him. It looks like Oracle's just going to try and deny, or just try and farm as well. And that's a melee barracks. And there's gonna be... That's a Rax advantage. There's nothing much that one bot can do except soak up this creep damage. He looks to be in a bit of trouble now. 3 heroes are now
Dire's top
running
tower is under attack.
The Radiant bot lane as Pudge, Sven, and Windreacher are looking to try and get this tier 3 maybe. Meanwhile,
top tower gonna fall over soon.
It looks like Vivian and Juan are about to come down and
for the twins.
Oh, I can't pause. Okay.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's a little loud. Sounds about right. That's actually... You're gonna have a Roche attempt from Martabot here, but they realize people are around, and actually they're just gonna scare him off. Although the Dire heroes are ready to go in, and this is gonna be a big fight at the Roche pit. Let's see what happens. Ricky's the first to fall, which isn't necessarily a good thing. We have Chikiro just trying to farm some Ancients right now, and they're committing everything to this Ricky kill, but they get him. They get that invisible rat son of a bitch. And now they're gonna head into the Roche pit and claim a free Aegis, it looks like.
Roche is just a chill dude, so someone
that's an Aegis pickup for Bloodseeker, and it looks like Gusbot's they're just gonna go in and snowball right now. Power shot just narrowly misses the target. And a hook misses as well. Francis Bot's playing an excellent core Jakiro game, but his team's just not following him up, it looks like. And now the Radiant heroes are gonna cycle down and rotate onto the bot lane as they're ready to go for this tower. And with Ricky down for 35 more seconds, there isn't a whole lot that the Dire heroes can do. Gonna blood right the Tiny, and it looks like they're gonna dive in right after him. Shadow Fiend looking very aggressive here. Thinking about trying to take on this Tiny. They're going to try and get him, and that's a Rupture. And TinyBot he's just gonna fall because of Rupture damage. He just couldn't stand there because, you know, the floor was lava a little bit. It was a little hot. It didn't feel that nice. We had to Sven committed God Strength, ready to go in, starts auto-attacking, pounding on Francis Bot. He's just gonna die there through all of his spells, but it just wasn't enough. Looks like Ricky is back up. He might be looking to try and clean up some of the damage that has been occurring to his teammates. But he's going to get stunned immediately. This gem, he doesn't realize they have it. That's an Abyssal from Bloodseeker. And it looks like Bloodseeker is just going to carry this game now. He has the Aegis still, and there's really nothing they can do to take him down. He's low on mana, but he has 12 wand charges. And it looks like this might be GG, as they're going for tier 4s. They don't even care about the bot racks. Now they're going to back up because creeps have spawned, and it's time for money. And now they're going to turn around and go right back on the barracks again. They're going to... Or not the barracks, the tier 4. Going to go for another mid-tier 4. There's 3 heroes down. There's really nothing they can do. Oracle throws out one last Yules, but it's just not enough. And Herald gets a magic double damage rune, empties his bottle, and they're going to take the Ancient, and that is GG. The Radiant are about to win. Tiny tries to go in for one last, but it's just not enough. And that's game. The Radiant heroes are going to move on. Excellent plays from Archie, of course. You know, that was the most insane Pudge I've ever seen. Sven, he really kicked some ass, and Windranger did a pretty good job of supporting and keeping the wards up. But at the end of the day, Gusbot's really the one we gotta give the cake to. Level 25, super farmed, 16-8, 2.0 KD Bloodseeker. Absolutely unstoppable in the late game, had an Aegis and everything. And what a comeback from the Radiant.